name is Dana Rahovich from First Nations University here in Prince Albert. I am currently a fourth year student taking my Bachelor's of Indigenous Social Work. When I think about entering my next practicum and something that I could bring to the table, I think about something that I learned called totem pole therapy. I would like to propose totem pole therapy to any type of program that will beneficially support young people. Totem pole therapy is best applied on a meso level and works well amongst young people. Youth at risk may benefit from this greatly, such as youth within group homes and care homes here in Prince Albert, as well as different programs such as the NEST program for mental health and other programs within the community. It could definitely be applied. By literally building a totem pole of emotions or out of clay, it helps the group to better understand and get a visual of their feelings and emotions. To begin a session of this totem pole therapy, what you would do is a grounding exercise. A grounding exercise helps to pull away from flashbacks and other emotions that they may be feeling. It helps separate their mindset and literally grounds them and clears their mind. So there are many different types of grounding exercises. One that I preferably like to do is to take a rock or a crystal and have the youth place the rock or crystal in their hand. Take a couple deep breaths with them, maybe have some soft playing music on in the background, and just have them focused on the rock or the crystal. Once they feel calm and whatnot, you can ask them a series of questions such as, what does the rock feel like? Is it rigid? Is it smooth? How does it feel to you? How do you feel holding it in your hand? This just allows them to focus their mindset on that rock, and it literally grounds them and helps them to feel calm. So incorporating group activities into a facility like this as a group is beneficial to any youth who may be struggling with anxiety, stress, or and it helps maintaining relationships. A group is an extraordinary opportunity in the mirror of another's eyes and see others' behaviors, and prejudice reflects with clarity that is hard to receive. That was Riley 2001, page 2. I will include my references at the end of this presentation. Youth at risk can be facing much of the same challenges, either physically, mentally, emotionally, and having them in a group setting is very beneficial for each group member. It shows them that they're not alone, that they have other support. Other youth are going through the same feelings and emotions as them, or maybe different ones that they are unaware of also. So it teaches them. It's a definitely a great learning opportunity. It also provides mutual support and relationship building. Often members of the group will learn that their peers who are experiencing the same difficulties within the group. It is not uncommon for members to benefit by observing one another. So learning from each other. Reasons for a group therapy session could be as followed. Number 1, much of social learning is done within groups. People with similar needs can provide mutual support for one another. Group members can learn feedback from other group members. Group members can try new roles from seeing how others react. Number 5, group work often brings up family dynamics, which can be examined and worked on. Number 6, groups are more suitable for certain individuals. So it may not work for some, but it may work for others. Group therapists find that group work is more satisfying than individual work. And finally, groups can be a more economical way of using expertise to help several people at one time. Group members will eventually learn to interact with each other as they do in their own support groups or in their own peer groups. They will interact with the group members as they interact with others in their social sphere. These interactions will create the same interpersonal universe they have always inhabited. I feel that having a sense of belonging is extremely important when connecting with youth. They need to feel that they belong and that they have just as much say in their feelings and emotions as you would. So understanding where they come from and who they are, and giving them that sense of belonging, that they're safe and in a safe, controlled environment, is very beneficial for these youth. The goals of this treatment is as followed. It reduces stress and anxiety. It helps develop social skills and increase social interaction. Again, being in a group increases those social abilities and teaches them teamwork. It increases communication skills and builds on relationships, as well as increases your self-esteem and self-confidence. So using a totem pole of emotions. So a totem pole is literally a tall structure that showcases a nation, family, or individual's history. It displays their rights to certain territories, song, dance, and other aspects of culture. Totem pole can be used as memorials as well as to communicate stories. That is from the Canadian Encyclopedia 2020. The activity of creating a totem pole of emotion helps to provide the youth at risk or any youth needing the extra support with connecting feelings and emotions of their life. Combining totem pole and emotions can also increase awareness of each other's emotions, as well as being felt by either themselves or their fellow group members. The emotional totem pole can create conversation amongst the group members, or with guidance from the therapist or social worker. Visuals are extremely important when working with children. The totem pole intervention creates self-explanatory and realization of one's emotions. So at this point, I would give each of the youth a piece of clay or Play-Doh. Minimum resources needed for this, just Play-Doh from Dollarama is what I went and picked up. And I would literally give a couple different colors to each of the youth, and I would ask them to build on an emotion that they may be feeling or something that they are unaware of having to deal with an emotion that they weren't sure about in the past. So the totem pole is about expressing emotions. Some of these emotions may surface that have been repressed, or can be an emotion that they are feeling but are unable to explain. So giving them a visual, by giving them the Play-Doh, it might allow them to better explain or express the emotion that they may be feeling. The totem pole intervention integrates the Indigenous culture as well, which I feel is very important, especially with a lot of the clientele around Prince Albert. I think it's very important to have an awareness of culture if this applies. The incorporation of culture is something that many youths within group homes surrounding Prince Albert can resonate with. This can also spark some unknown emotions due to loss of their culture, due to the residential school systems, the PASS systems, and other social policies that have been implemented. Loss of culture is a great big issue within our young youth today. A lot of them do suffer from lack of knowledge of their culture and where they come from. So it's always important to incorporate that if it applies. And building a totem pole, I feel, connects somewhat on a cultural level. The totem pole intervention is all about pleasure and play. Play-Doh can increase the pleasure among the group. The group has the freedom to pick their own color and size. They may play with it any way they feel. This will also create conversation amongst the group. So while they're playing, they might be talking about what they're feeling, or might be showing one another their play or Play-Doh that they're playing with. So that also helps allow them to communicate with their group members and their peers. When using the totem pole intervention within group therapy, it creates a visual for all clients who are involved, including the social worker or therapist. Totem poles tell stories that indicate family history. The totem pole created by the client will tell a story of their emotions without using their voice, only visuals. The group members are able to depict their emotions with the clay or the Play-Doh. Their emotions may bring forth their unconscious or conscious feelings during their activity. The end result of the totem pole being complete and put together creates a final visual for all of the group members involved. Without knowing it, the clients are now able to communicate with each other, the social worker or therapist. So this is my totem pole of emotion here. Using clay will help allow it to harden, but Play-Doh not so much. So we have different emotions. So the bottom one would be sadness. The second one, the green one, would be anger. And then you go to happy, shocked, and confused at the top. I just feel like presenting it at the end of the group allows them to see that all of their emotions, they're all kind of in the same boat. They're all on the same totem pole. Everyone feels different emotions and everyone has emotions. And it really helps to allow the group to visually see that. Once the activity is complete, I feel like it's super important to compose or just talk about how they feel, what they're feeling after they've done it, if they feel any better, if they've understand a little bit more of their emotions and how to express them now that they can visually see it. And then you always want to end the group on a positive note. For instance, I would like to leave the group with a happy quote, something positive. So, for instance, every moment is a fresh beginning, and that is by T.S. Eliot. Or never regret anything that makes you smile. That is Mark Twain. I will upload my resources along with this video, and I hope that you got a good understanding of what I'm trying to incorporate, and that I would look forward to proposing this to my future practicum and working with the group to compose this proposal. I'd like to thank you so much for all the support that you've given me, and take care and goodbye.